Professor Anil Dwizel. I think it's been really so kind of you to have given this interaction with all the budding entrepreneurs. So I heartily welcome all of you for today's session. What I understand, it's a startup Pathshala, and what you all are looking at is how to spot opportunities, how to identify opportunities, and if you are actually willing to take the startup route. I understand. So, what you know, I would want you to understand from this session, while I understood from Mr. Adhar what he said. Okay, I would want this to be a more uh, thought-provoking session rather than a monologue. I had a session yesterday with some college students, class 11, 12 students, and happy to note I was that a lot of them are thinking of starting their own enterprise, which is very good. So, uh, what I would urge all of you is that this session will be a more of a thought provoking, and of course I would be putting across certain questions to you also, which you can answer yes or no. These are not open ended questions. I will be asking you close ended questions where you can just answer yes and no. The objective is not to make you speak a lot, or you have to, only thing objective is to trigger that thought in you, whether you have in it you or not, and you have to assess yourself. I am not going to assess, nobody is going to assess your abilities or your competence to get into a startup, because when we in lot of countries there is a process by which they identify at a very early stage that what is the inherent quality of an individual or a child. When the child is in the class 5th or 6th standard, there is a process which is they have to undertake. In my kids underwent a process in Mumbai, and when they were in actually 8th and 7th, which was little later stage, but they had this opportunity and they went through that stage and they found out what is the inherent quality you have. So I would be structuring today's session on that platform, and I quickly put up certain points on a presentation which is hardly 10 to 12 slides, and which will hardly have, I think, not more than 100 words also. So what I would expect from you is that you all need to be little alert and awake, and keep putting your answers in yes and no in the chat box, and then of course I would accordingly address the presentation. So what I would do, I would be sharing my PPT with you, so that can you look at the screen now? All of you have the visibility. So just somebody can actually write on the chat box, which will give me an idea that you can see the presentation.
The screen is showing no files. It is not showing your
Oh,
presentation.
okay. I don't know. That is what I was actually wondering, because as I said, Google Meet is not something which I. Now it gives three options, your entire screen, window, or a Chrome tab. So,
Share screen.
when I click on the present now, it gives me three options: your entire screen, a window, and a Chrome tab. So,
Can you please write in the chat box what exactly is to be done?
when I click on entire screen, then or I should do Chrome tab. No, No, he's saying entire screen. So when I do entire screen, uh, in that my PPT is open, so it should actually show you the PPT.
You can close it once and then do it again, perhaps.
Uh, I put entire screen and then I. Now it is not actually allowing me. Chrome wants to share the contents of the screen with. No, it is not allowing me to share now. My share button is disabled. When I go to entire screen and it is only giving me option of cancel, not the. Just a moment. Now it is allowing me. You are presenting your screen. So are you able to see this?
Yeah, it is coming.
Okay. Okay. So now the screen is showing. So presentation is showing to you. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry for little this. Okay. So okay. Now just to tell you briefly about because this Evoke India. I think Professor Anil Dubey sir has already given you details, but I just thought I will let you know. Set up in 2012 after my 23 years of corporate career. You know, the reason of its existence is that we want people to be educated on finance. Finance is the core for any individual. So, financial education, financial literacy, investor education is the core of our existence. This foundation being the part of Evoke India Group, we also have a for-profit Evoke India Consultants Private Limited. That's a company which is more into consulting and advising for individuals and businesses and SMEs and MFIs and everybody. And also Evoke India Foundation is the only SEBI recognized investor association in UP. Now what is an investor association? Investor association is an organization which is working in the area of investor education, investor protection of their interests. So if somebody has any issue on any financial matters and security markets, we are there to help them. So that is what is the role of Evoke India Foundation. And what we believe is that, when we started, I always felt that, when whatever my corporate 23 years of career gave me some insights into people's, life, when I interacted with them, I was quite observant what was going, in their life, whether it is business or it is individual. And I found that finance somewhere is majority of people are very, very, reluctant to learn. And while still everything moves around money only. Money is the sole driving factor for everything. Whatever you are studying, why you are studying, whatever anybody is teaching you, anything. So money is certainly the biggest motivator, and not only biggest, the only motivator, I would say. In our religion also they say, after religion comes धर्म के बाद अर्थ आता है जो हम लोग की mythology. So the point is that if you really want to achieve success, finance is the core. So that is where we exist, And our logo also depicts that a bird coming out, flying out of the financial shackles and reaching out to the sky. So now I will just ask certain questions here. I think there is some error because, anyways. We have done some changes in the presentation, but there is some. Okay. So what I will connect you to. First of all, you have to think about the startup mindset. Now what I'm saying, and I will just cover in next 6-7 slides. This presentation is an edited version of presentation which we do for financial freedom. So don't mind getting into that. finance part. While I will cover a couple of slides on finance also, because that's at the core of our existence. But why I want you to think over this, that do you have a startup mindset or not? So the objective of this whole exercise today would, be to little bit. I will not say that 100% you can check that, but you have to check it. When I started this organization, this was born in the year 2006 and finally took shape in 2012. I still have that piece of paper or that booklet where I had made this logo and I had made this, pen down my thoughts and all. So, do you have that in you or not? That are you actually thinking? So I'm not. Don't get into this. What is written here. Now, the first thing which I feel for anyone, like when for me also it started, when I became from an employee to an employer, and also in the process an entrepreneur, what I was told by everybody, that risk is at the core of it. While risk is everywhere, risk is in your job also. Today the jobs are being laid. Today morning Economic Times says 5 million jobs have been lost in last 3 months. 5 million, 50 lakh jobs, white collar jobs. So the risk is there also. I know a lot of people who have lost jobs. But the risk there is maybe little longish. You may have a risk in 5 years, 10 years, the cycles are longish, but when you are an entrepreneur, I think at every moment there is a risk. I think what someone just asked about the flexibility and adaptability, Mr. Adhar, I think. So what I feel is that is the core. Every time you have to actually understand this, that risk is at every level. Risk is at every stage when you are thinking of a startup on an idea. And of course, money is at risk. Money may be borrowed money or your own money, and a lot of people actually, put their health at risk also sometimes, family at risk, their relationship at risk, but they will not want their money to be at risk. Money they will always safeguard. If I can tell you one story of the Kokilaben hospital in Mumbai, which is owned by Ambani's, that hospital was a dream of somebody else, a doctor in Mumbai who had this vision that he wanted to make a heart hospital in Mumbai. And he started this dream project, he took loan and everything. But unfortunately at early age, within 3 years of his idea and dream, he died. His wife had no knowledge about it, what he was thinking, how he was arranging money, and finally it got shut there, and then it was taken over by Ambani's, and the today hospital is different. So nobody actually knows the story behind that hospital. So the point here is that how are you able to mitigate the risk when you are thinking of it? Nobody can remove the risk. So why people still go? I was at Integral in your college, university actually, and when I asked people to raise your hands when we were launching Swavalamban, that how many of you want to become an entrepreneur? I think they were mostly commerce students, final year. I think there were very few, I would say, out of 100 plus or 200, 150 people, there were hardly 10% of them were going for that. So the issue and actually you were launching Swavalamban Club, the issue here is that we are born risk averse. We are not taught that we should take risk, and which is where the biggest difference lies, that are you able to first of all take the risk and then make efforts to mitigate the risk, and that is what is a continuous journey. How you understand it, how you plan for it, how you project for it. So whether it's individual also and for business also. And today's time when we are passing through this COVID-19, I think there could be no better time than to understand that risk is at every stage. Now, when you move out of your home, I have come to office, I am attending this from office, because Anil has also gone to the university. All of us are actually at risk, all of us. So, no better time to understand risk than this. So, when I said, do you have a startup mindset? First thing is to think about risk. Write your risks. First thing, what are the risks to my idea? What are the risks to my thinking? Can I take this risk? Not possible that you can take all the risks, but still you can plan for it. Which is where you can seek help of the experts. Now, coming to the core of your topic what you said, that how to spot an idea, how to identify an opportunity. This is what I think you want to understand, and I'm sure many of you have already thought about it. You must be working on some idea when you are studying entrepreneurship. That should have been. But the point is that, which I will ask you questions and actually you can answer. I'm asking you again very close-ended questions. I still have, I believe, 30 minutes time, so I can take few seconds from your people who have joined, and I would want to see that interaction. So first question is, I would, before I start the questions, I'm just giving you some thoughts that actually it is not a bookish process. You cannot, there is no mechanical way or theoretical process by which you can identify an opportunity. You cannot read books about management or about entrepreneurship or anything. Okay? Just put my mobile on silent. So, your heart actually drives ahead. When you are thinking of an idea or an opportunity, it's actually the heart. I don't know what anybody else would say, but I feel it's the heart which is important. And then from the heart you reach to the head. And then of course the story begins. So, how quickly, how early you can actually get your heart thinking about something new, something innovative. People like Mark Zuckerberg or people like Bill Gates, we all know about their stories. There are umpteen stories, I think, and you are also in that early stage only. If I think of my age, when I started at 43 years of age, I think that was not early. So can a class 8th student or 10th student, can he actually start thinking? His heart can start thinking. It's a very contradictory term, but heart has to first see and then empathize with the situation and then find something new. Because at that time mostly we are empty, we are not full of lot of things in our mind. And that is where the ideas actually can reach to the conclusion and actually decide or design something. So if you read about a lot of these startups which are there, most of them were early stage startups. Today's unicorns are happening which are early stage. At my stage, if I start thinking very high tech, I would not be even able to do that, honestly speaking. The reason is simple. We are so much full of our own preconceived thoughts and notions that disruption may be possible a bit. I am not saying that there will be some people who can do that, but it's very difficult to get that disruptive thinking when you are at a very late stage in life. So early stage is important, heart is important, and of course, more than the how part, why question is important. Very, very important that please write down your whys before you write your hows. How you will achieve that, all that is secondary, all that can be managed, all that can be helped by people. Whether it is money, team, people, this, that, everything, your process, your infrastructure, your office, no office, everything is, but why are you doing it? This question has to be answered in as many words as possible before you spot an opportunity. And so if you have 20 things which you feel is an opportunity, now in 20 things you will decide which one is that which I should take up. Write down your whys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. And then I'm sure you will be able to relate to it, that where I have written more, where have I actually come out very openly, and then take people's help to decide also. But it is ultimately your baby. You have to give birth to this baby, and then unless you know why I am giving birth to this baby, I think nobody else should be blamed. So if I say I have 2 kids, I say third kid is Evoke India, I have my picture of the Evoke India on my table. I always feel from my heart that it is my third baby. I have to nourish it, I have to make him, stand on its feet, run, and all that. So, and why? What is it purpose it is serving? So the purpose behind this has to be very clear, and that is what will be decided when you. So now, how you reach to that stage of why? When you are, of course, you observe things around you. You all are part of the society, and of course, you look at trends, what is happening. But all of us do that. When there is a poet, today is a word photography day also. Morning I read in the newspaper. A lot of you must be photographer also. So when a photographer or a poet looks at the picture, he has a different view altogether. He will create something which is so much, good to listen to or good to watch to. But we all see that, we just pass by that picture and then we never realize that. So if you are observant, you look at trends, I'm sure you will be able to spot that opportunity. So again, I'm asking question to you. How many of you feel from your heart when you are looking at things? Come out openly and honestly. I'm asking questions. Say yes or no. Heart or yeah. So you can write on the chat box. I can see it here. I think when I'm making presentation, somebody is writing in chat box. I can see it here. I hope that because that's what happens in Cisco, WebEx meeting I do. But if I can see it will be very good. Some people can write yes or no when they are actually writing it here. I don't know whether anybody has written yes or no. I also want to experiment with this, your comments on the chat box, whether it is appearing on my screen or not. So far, no comment has come. I just want yes or no from anyone. Has anyone written yes or no? How do you feel from the heart?
Yes, yes, sir. We have written, sir.
Okay, so maybe it's not showing on my screen, but anyways, if you written, well, that will restrict my interaction because anyways.
You can see you.
Okay, so let me just
You take the chair and I will be able to see.
yeah, because let me just open the chat box and then I can see it probably. Yeah, there are 42, 43 chat people are writing yes, yes. Okay, so Ritik, Vaishali, Tarun, Shara, Shivangi, lot of people are writing. Very good, thank you. So let me just see that presentation. Okay, if that is also possible to see both the things here. Yeah. So is that I think seeing the screen you may not be actually able to see the full screen by that. Anyways, so let me at least continue this way only because both the things should generally come. Actually, what happens in WebEx, we are able to see both right and presentation. It keeps coming. Okay, so first is that from the heart you all say yes. I assume that most of you have seen yes only, this is only, and then you apply your mind and logical thinking. Even if you don't do it, I think you start doing it because your logic, your mind should come second. That's what I feel. Somebody may have different because this is not something I have learned from any book or any Google or anything. I am speaking. Sorry.
We also have different perspective regarding that.
Right. So yes. Yes. So of course we will have a question answer and you all can share your thoughts. So these are my thoughts. Whatever I have seen, I have done. And what I feel as a startup, what is required is that once your heart is into something, it says that okay, this is something I feel for it. Then you put your mind to it, and then see that what you can do, how you can actually change it to make a difference to what is existing today, and that is where you continue your exploration journey. You experiment with different processes and methods, and then actually you ask questions to people. You do your piloting, your testing, and all that. And if you are finding restlessness in yourself, I think it is good because that's very important. If you are not restless, if you don't lose your sleep in the night, even if you are spiritually very strong, even all of us, even today also, I feel that is very, very important. And it's all positive things, not negative, it's positive actually. When you are living your dreams day and night, that means you have got yourself into that groove of getting big. Sometimes people might say, okay, he's gone crazy, he's gone mad. But so be it actually. That is where the I think the signs of a big startup which is coming up will happen. So you have to have your churn of mind. So that is all. I feel that these are a few questions you have to ask yourself. Besides these questions, I would urge you to have these basic values which are there. Your own patience, your own righteousness. That okay, what I'm doing, am I doing the right thing? Which is important. Is it as per the ethics, my own, and value system? So these are things which, of course, are common. So I'm not elaborating more on that. Now, second thing I would say, you need to be closer to reality also. While a lot of you will be, of course, relating to fiction. Fiction is important, and fiction only gives shape to things. So whatever was devised, whether it's aeroplane or it is telephone or anything, was because somebody would have seen that and dreamt about it in the fiction, and that is now a lot of actually fiction is actually today happening as a reality, what we should never think of. AI is making that possible. Okay, so first, of course, see the reality. In the reality, what is the problem, what is the issue, and then you actually relate to the how in fictions or how in different history or anywhere things were done, and then relate to it. Look at your larger ecosystem, the society you live in, the environment you live. What are the areas where you can, and then very important is that where are your core interests? Do you nourish your core interests or not? Or you're just guided by somebody saying, okay, this is a fad, everybody is going for this kind of a startup. Whether it is Byju's kind of a startup or anything else. So what you have to do is that you have to look at your own interest and stick to your own interest only. Don't get into just somebody saying that's why. So when you are spotting opportunities, writing down your list, important is that nourish your interests. Do not get into anything which is not your interest. Okay? And go beyond books. All of this is actually, I'm just referring to it while you all know it. There's nothing. So go beyond books. Books may give you a reference point, but too much of books will actually flood you with a lot of things which you will confuse you also. So what you have to do is that do your internship with some place, multiple internship. I have my sister's daughter living in UK and she says, मामा जी वहाँ पर तो क्या करते हैं कि वहाँ पर लंदन में 7th 8th के बाद बच्चे को पढ़ाई बंद करा देते हैं, बोले 2 साल तुम जाओ घूम के आओ सब जगह पर. Go and do some odd jobs. Go to KFC, Pizza Hut, some law firm, some medical clinic, some this that. Just go and do it. So expose yourself with a lot of different things, and then you find. I don't know anybody has read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. If not, I would recommend that do that. That's very important. I think you will give you a lot of insights. So please go and see the problems around you. Not only sitting with the books only. Go and see problems, write those down, talk to different stakeholders, and see that how you can address it. That is important. Actually, it is not the time to read too many books. When you are at this stage, it is time to write your own book. That's what I think. And of course, see the gaps. Where do you find the difference? We all have been taught in the initial stages that find the difference between two pictures. But am I doing? And that was the only thing to help you. All these games, whether you are playing chess or any other sport, the biggest advantage of a sport is that you are actually present there. You can never afford to go out of the scene because otherwise ball will hit you on the head. So same thing applies when you are present in the moment, when you are not consciously that you want to actually start a startup. That's why you are going across the street and seeing and Otherwise, generally you have to be very, present in the moment. And then of course, pen down your thoughts. Pen down all your thoughts. Most people think that क्या है तो मेरा idea अभी आया है सोचेंगे इसके बाद में देख लेंगे अभी निकल गया. Keep your pen and paper and keep writing things. It may be a junk idea. But you never know 7 days before you had seen something which suddenly connects something different and then you make a story out of it. Very important that do not junk your ideas. Our idea factory is here and we all need to respect it. Please keep writing. Whatever junk it may throw, keep writing. And then maybe someday you can just still keep it. Maybe some ideas may come 2 years later, you will say, oh my God, this I thought and somebody has picked it up. So many a time we miss the idea because we are not present in the moment, or we think, okay, I will write it down sometime later. But do that. If you have that startup mindset, you will do that. Yeah? Keeping your thinking cap on. I'm telling you, Evoke India was born in like that only. It was just because I was wanting to leave. I was in that 3-year IDBI bank. After my ANZ Standard Chartered Bank, and then after that 3 years in IDBI, I had almost decided to quit and started my own. Everything was done, Suddenly this HSBC thing came, and then I again joined HSBC, because that, as I said, the fear, that risk factor, all that is there. And when you have a lucrative Greek offer, you will always want to go there. Comfortable shores, And I again joined, but again this idea kept building there, and in 2012 I quit and I started this. So your thinking and nourishing that idea is important, which you should do always. Now, lastly, I think I would say these are some 6 points I just thought some of you may relate to it. You have your business. All these are maybe bookish things also, but when you want to take it as a book, I think it's different. So vision is why you exist, which is important. Force, you should have the strength of that idea, which is important. You need to be committed fully, 100%. People what they do, okay, I will do part-time this, part-time this, part-time job, part-time this idea, because I should have some salary coming. All that is a crap, never happens, never. 100% passionate commitment, and then of course how you speed it up, how you make your strategy and acquire the relevant skills. There are 2 more things which I would mention here, which Warren Buffett says, because we very often quote Warren Buffett, who is I think the person who has, the way he has created wealth for his company and for his people is amazing. And his wealth wisdom is all known to everyone. So what he says for an entrepreneur, there are 2 things which are very important. One, he says that managing capital, managing finance. Although I have not touched upon, that's my favorite topic, I haven't touched upon that so far. And a little bit I'll touch in the next 5 minutes. So managing capital is the first thing. And number 2 is managing people. People could be your own team, you could be the one. Are you actually managing yourself first or not? Or you are thinking, I am the boss, I should go office at 11:30, 12, I'll roam around, I will just give orders. So managing capital, which is finance, managing your people. These are 2 things taken care of. Rest all is, of course, good to have, and we should have it also. So now I will just touch upon COVID factor here. What COVID is doing to people, and which is where the opportunities can lie. A lot of opportunities can lie. This is little dated data. I think this was last. This was about a month or so back. So as I said today, 5 million jobs lost. The rainfall has been also now, it was excellent, but now it is normal rainfall. Exports had fallen, but now it is picked up in last month, because this is all data of actually June or something. CMI data I had taken. What is, we are seeing that individuals and enterprises both are pessimistic. If you talk to people, most people are pessimistic, about the future. Stock market is rising, commodities are shooting up, but people are actually, the sentiment is still down. Now, I will not go deeper into that. That's an area which we cater into the investing part of it. But what is important for you to think over it. If you have any questions, I will give my mail ID and also number. If you want, you can write to me, or you can also email to me. So job losses are happening. Mid-career, I have been getting a lot of CVs. We have interviewed people from good companies also. All the assets, physical and financial, all of them are currently in a very, very volatile state. Debt, equity, real estate, commodities, everything. Something is shooting up, gold is shooting up. Sometimes debt is going down, real estate is all going down. So all this VUCA word gives you something which is a thought, food for thought for you. And opportunities are humongous, multiple opportunities. Now you have to think over it. your idea should come. I'm not here to give you any particular opportunity or thought, but I'm just trigger your mind how you should actually look into these things. What are the potential threats? What else can you do? Today also I think IITians have, there's a front page news. IIT Kanpur has come out with some idea where a mask can be actually sanitized 100 times and all. I haven't read the full articles yet, but they are thinking, So that is important, that you have to look around what is happening in the industry and what is happening in the individual's life, and then come out with your ideas. I'm not touching upon this business model, cost of funds, all these things which we tell people when they are even money management also. I'm not telling you. That is not actually the subject for today's session. We can sometimes later I can hold a session for you which is exclusively for that purpose. Now in the end, I would want you, to do write a plan. It's important that unless if you have found an opportunity or something you have already identified, you're working on it, very good. Stick to it, build it over a period of time, and keep writing your thoughts around it, because it's very important to connect the dots. When you are working on an idea, you will find a lot of things keep coming to you as a law of attraction brings a lot of things to you, and you start building it up. A lot of opportunities which are happening, collaborative opportunities, all can happen. So you have to actually do that. Now, actually, I was last year in 2019 September. I was privileged to be invited by Christ University in Bangalore, and they had called me to share my corporate learnings for students. They had a management fest of about 1,500 people from all over Bangalore had gathered there, and when I went there, actually I was also quite enthused to see that 1,500 all management students from different colleges, including Christ University, sitting in that huge auditorium. Very simple function they had, and I was actually very honored and privileged to be a chief guest there. And what they wanted me to share my own corporate career, how I made the transition from working in a multinational, earning good salaries and all that, and then how I moved and set up my own venture. So what I actually, despite other things, I also asked them. Generally our thinking is that okay, as an employee I am happy because I am getting a fixed salary, I have less risk. But the joy of being an entrepreneur is different. Joy is everyday challenge is there, everyday learning is there. And then I gave them a formula which I would want, not formula, I would say just my own thinking, which is where that unless you are learning every day, you will not have, and learning not by only reading. Reading is important. You have to read about different business houses, wealthy people, all that. But also learning by observing, looking at people. That learning is very important. Talking to the people who are experienced, your teachers, your professors, your other stakeholders. Very important. Learning and then writing it there. Do not just miss out, because we are still in a stage we don't learn just by watching. Just to write few points and every day write your diary. Although we have a My Finance diary which we recommend, which we generally give to people for writing your financial plan. But here are a startup diary, you should have your learning written every day. So learning is important. Number 2 is application of that learning. So suppose you have learned 100 things, which are very basic concepts, basic things, but I am still telling you that if you don't apply it, whatever is being said, for example, suppose you pick up today that I should write everyday diary about my daily observations. I was reading somewhere that this gentleman, Robin Sharma, he says that before going to the bed, you should write in your diary 3 good things which you have experienced every day. 3 good things. Just write in your diary. Now it's a wonderful concept. Very simple but wonderful concept. Because when you look at your day passed by and you see, what was good thing happened today, a lot of people will say, कुछ तो नहीं हुआ, क्या हुआ, ऐसे normal routine देता मेरा. But when you give it a thought 5 minutes, you find, I had a wonderful pasta made by my mother or my wife. That is also a good thing, I can write it. Or I watched a good movie. These are, I'm just telling you different. But there could be something different. What learning, you could learn a new word, which could be a Malayali word, or which could be a Punjabi word, or which could be an English word, anything. So when you do this, writing a diary will help you, an application of it. Next day you can apply that learning. So you are building a repository of good things which you have, your ideas which you have, right, every day. Third thing is understand needs of all stakeholders. Whatever you are doing, because we have this foundation, our 70% time goes into working for the society as a social enterprise, because we feel there is a need to give back at our stage, which we are doing. 30 to 40% time goes into our consulting business. So when you start up right now, you have to feel that you are looking at the needs of all. So understand. Okay. So I have told you learning, application, and understand. If you take the first letter of each word, I think you can make out what is the final word which will come out of the first letter of each word. The fourth word is grow in a collaborative and coherent way. Do not always think that I should steal the idea, I should make him, other person feel bad or go down. Generally it happens, I'm telling you, a lot of people do that the same idea somebody else is doing. Not a startup, I have seen employees, I was interviewing one guy from IIM, premier IIM institute, I will not name it. And after 1 hour of interview when I was at HSBC, me and my boss were interviewing him. We had found him suitable for the job. But you know why he did not join finally? He said, no, one of my batchmate, not batchmate, actually one of my junior is at a senior designation than what you are giving me. While salary was almost same, but he had this thought in his mind that one of my 1 year batch junior was getting it, was at a designation which was this was the lateral hiring which we were doing. Now, so your growth should be us.
Thank
So
you, Praveen.
thank you, sir.
Wonderful. I'm sure the students have definitely benefited a lot from your presentation. You have tried to cover so many things and in such a systematic way. There are a couple of questions which I'll take up now. Some of them you have already answered because couple of questions are relating to how Evoke India can help them in different ways in finding funding sources or in some kind of increasing their financial awareness and literacy and planning, etc., etc. So these are the questions which you answered in your last couple of slides, and your contact, etc., you provided. And, may I request you to please share this presentation with us so that I can pass it on to them.
Sure.
I think that would be wonderful and kind of helpful in future. A couple of things which I liked in your presentation, especially I noted down. You have emphasized about writing down your ideas, your plans, keep revising it, and maintaining some kind of a startup diary. I think it's a very useful thing. In fact, right from beginning, when we started this program and requested the participants that they must first write down what is their idea before they start this program and after it, how they would like to revise it now. So this is something like what I have mentioned, but this is more elaborate. Like every day you write down something which you learn relating to your project or enterprise that you have in mind, and some kind of a diary. And there should be no hesitation in keep revising it. You can simply keep changing it, modifying it, even deleting some of it which you feel is not relevant anymore to you. So that I think is a very useful thing. Uh, uh, a couple of questions which I'd like to take up from what I find here. There are two people who have talked about risk and they have made some observations that without risk there is no gain or something. This I think you have explained at length. Because risk is an integral part of you. You have to understand, and if one doesn't have that capacity, then one must not even think of starting something. I think you may like to mention something more on that. Would you like to mention something more, Praveenji?
So, I think it's somebody has asked about, I don't know who has asked the risk question. The risk is how you build your capability to build the risk, to manage risk or to take some risk. Now, that all is something which is unique to an individual. And we do a risk profiling when we are helping somebody decide about his investment decisions. The risk profiling is very important. If suppose an investor is investing into your startup, he also has to look at his own risk appetite, and then accordingly. So if you understand where will you put your money, I think it will be very easy for you to attract the money also, because you will be stepping in the shoes of the investor, and that will help you prepare yourself well that which money can come to me, because it's ultimately risk capital. When somebody is putting money into a startup, it's a risk capital. Now, how are you very well attuned to the risk management techniques about your own thoughts? That is what will help you get money. Money is not a problem. There's loads of money floating around, which is for startups. People are looking at it. But the issue is that the recipient is not ready. That is important. Recipient not ready in the sense that if you only are working for money or starting up for money, I think then it's a problem area. You have to actually look at first, how are you thinking that if I am putting my money, if I have my skin in the game, how will I safeguard? How will I manage that risk? And what steps I taken? Once you build it up a little bit, like today, not today actually, 3 years back, we have been getting people to say that, okay, we want to invest in your company from somebody. I said, no, I don't want, because our objective is different. We are not actually, again, into a different ball game of scaling up in a big way. So, but after 4 or 5 years, when I started up, somebody told me, a friend of mine from Baroda, who has a very big business, about 57 countries he has business. And they were here in Lucknow and they called us for a cup of coffee at Taj. And then he was sharing me, Praveenji, you are starting this. And this was in 2013, I think. And he said what his father told him multi-years back, that never expect any return from your business for 1,000 days. This thing I still remember, I quote actually. He said, never expect, although we were in a service industry and we were into consulting, we had a very low cost of capital and hardly any capital expenditure. So we were actually, within 6 months, we were starting to get some cash flow. Please survive and sustain, because they had not planned as emergency funds with them for 6 months. So that is also a good thing. But you should be flexible. You should have your adaptability to the situations, and also look at a couple of more revenue lines or a business model to be such structured that it can allow a space for you to get into related fields. So I hope I have answered all the questions. So thank you very much.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute, I suppose. Yeah.
That's right. I said that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you on behalf of Integral University and the students, this group of students, and on my personal behalf also. Thanks so much. We really got benefited, and maybe we'll request you again to share your thoughts at a later date. And of course, as you have already asked the students that they can get connected with you for their any individual kind of issues directly also. So that's so nice of you. And
Thank you, sir.
this PPT I'll share with them. I think this has all the details, contact details for
Yeah.
Evoke India as well as to you personally. So I think that will do. And see you sometime early,
Yes, sir.
and maybe physically also, not remotely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Thank you. Namaste. Namaste.